Hello, hello. I am so excited to introduce to you all Bridget Brandstad. She is joining us from California to really just share with us about her Enagic journey, how she started, and I'm really excited that you're here, Bridget. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you so much, Caitlin. You're one of my favorite people to catch up with, so I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So if you don't mind, just start us off with kind of how you got involved with Enagic and where you were 5 years ago and where you are now.
So basically, I started my Enagic business in July of 2020. So I'm just coming up on my 4-year anniversary in July. I actually needed the water for my health. So I've had lots and lots of health issues. And I needed to have surgery on my colon. So I actually had someone that recommended the water to me. And then I had a doctor that was like, yeah, you need to be drinking this water because of the hydration level. So what was really cool for me, that just kind of set up my journey in just such a different way, was that I actually needed the product for my health. I fell absolutely in love with the products, and the business was like a perk just to find out oh, and you get to have this business with it. So even when I talked to my husband about it, I was like, hey, listen, I need this water. I need this machine. And there's a business. And he's like, cool, that's, like a little extra perk. So yeah, so I actually found the water probably about 4.5 years ago. And then I did a lot of research and just looked into the products. And actually my direct mentor that I ended up getting my machine from, they're actually in South Africa. And I connected with them on Instagram. And yeah, then I started my business in July of 2020, right when COVID hit. So yeah. And at that time, the world was completely upside down. For the business related side of it, probably wasn't even the time to start any kind of business. We were $70,000 in debt, massive amount of credit card debt. And basically started my business. And within a couple months, my business just absolutely exploded and pretty much started making 5-figure months in my business, in the second month. And just since then, it's kind of been up and down. But I mean, if I never took the chance to start my business, I just wouldn't even be where I am now.
Yeah. Well, where are you now? Tell us all about it.
Yeah. So I've kind of done the business differently throughout the years also. So I kind of led with the product for a while. Then I kind of dove into the business side to really empower people to start their business and kind of lead with that instead. And so I've kind of gone through different phases of, again, the product, the business. Now I run ads pretty much primarily. And so I'd say I average 5 figures a month. Sometimes I'm a little bit under that. And sometimes I go up to multiple 5 figures a month. We were able to buy, this is our dream home that we're able to get this and get completely out of debt. I mean, I got myself out of debt and got my credit score up to excellent in the first year, within the first 7 months. So that was pretty crazy. Yeah. And as you know, Caitlin, everyone has different results with this business and stuff. But yeah, I had a really, really amazing start with my business. And, again, it's kind of equaled out through the years. And I feel pretty steady. And it's just something that you always have to stay really consistent with and never give up.
Yeah. No, I think one of the things that you said throughout that, throughout you speaking, is it has its ups and downs, but no matter what, you stayed consistent and stayed the course throughout these last 4.5 years. And obviously you have something to show for it, right? Your consistency, no matter, the highs, the lows, all of the things of what owning a business entails, right? But you were able to really stay the course and have that grit and determination to be able to make these dreams a reality for you and your family. So really, really proud of you, Bridget. Something great to be proud of.
Thank you. Yeah. And I think that's kind of the thing sometimes is I think a lot of people come from an employee mindset when they start a business like this, or they look at a business like this. You can be putting in time and effort. So let's just say you just started and you're training and you're putting in time and you're putting in work and you're learning and you're doing all this self-development and all these different things. A lot of times people equate that to oh my gosh, if I'm not making sales, right? The work, the time, that this equals money on the other end, right? A paycheck usually.
Right.
just because you're putting in all that work doesn't mean it's not happening for you. So if you have a slower business at the beginning, because like I have some people on my team where it's gone a little bit slower, and that doesn't mean that all that work and all the effort and all the training and all the stuff you're doing isn't working. So if you all of a sudden veer off, some people call it like the, shiny object syndrome, and you see something else and you go, okay, I'm just going to do this for a little while and, kind of set this aside and put it on hold, then you're essentially like stopping your business, so you just really do want to stay consistent and kind of stay the course, because it is happening. And, this is such an amazing business, and to be able to like work for yourself. I mean, we pulled, my youngest son is 13, and we pulled him out of school so we can homeschool and travel. My kids compete wake surfing all over the country.
Wow.
And so we have, I don't have like full financial freedom where I can just like not work at all, but we get to work from anywhere in the world. So like I maybe work a couple hours a day, and it just happens to be from other lakes and other places in the United States most of the time. So yeah, it's definitely helped me create like time freedom and location freedom. And then I'm working on the financial freedom part.
That's so amazing though. Like as a mom of 2 boys who love adventure and sports, you're able to like work from the road, work from the lake, like tap into impact and tap into like these amazing tools of like, you mentioned even that you use ads. So like right there, it's like automating things for you so that you can be out on the boat and enjoy family time, and you can do whatever it is that you choose to enjoy your days, but then know that your business is always running in the background. So like,
yeah. And I have like funnel systems set up and stuff. So my business is like at this point, like about 90 to 95% automated. So I have ads running 24/7 in different countries even. And then I have full automation going. So it's like emails, text messages, everything's going out. And so really like all I have to do at this point is kind of check in and just follow up with messages and stuff and book calls. So, it's definitely been nice to have that freedom. And then again, like, once I have that full financial freedom piece, that's going to be better. And as the kids get older, because a lot of us have different like whys, like Caitlin, you have a pretty young little guy. And, so for you, it might be like being a stay-at-home mom, having more freedom with that, homeschooling, maybe being a little still hunkered down. To me, my kids are almost 21 and almost 14. And so for us, like we're fully mobile at this point, so now we can totally cruise around and we get to support them and their passions, because if it wasn't for us supporting their passions, like it wouldn't be happening as much as it is. So yeah, it's pretty amazing, like the freedom that this business allows us to have, for sure.
That's awesome. So Bridget, tell me, what would you tell someone who is curious about this business or looking into an opportunity in high ticket direct sales? What type of advice would you give someone looking at this opportunity?
So, I mean, my biggest piece of advice is like, you have no idea if this is going to be for something for you unless you try, like, unless you look at this and actually like, look at the whole thing in front of you and see if it's for you. If it's not for you, of course, like move on. It's, there's never any pressure, but like you never know that this is going to change your life unless you take that step. So it's like, go look at it. Like if you don't, you're essentially turning your back on what could potentially happen. Like you could potentially have something that's life-changing. And if you don't look at it, or I just read something even that said, like, if you're making excuses not to look at something, like that's what you're going to live with, is like, you're going to continue the same like Groundhog's Day. Because that's kind of what I was living for so long. It's like my cycle. It's like over and over. And it's the hamster wheel thing, right? We talk about like my older son at the time was, I think around 15 or 16 when I started. And, I was going to the same school. Like he had been at the same school for 14 years. And it was like, I was doing the same round trip drive. My husband was working. He loves what he does. So that was amazing. But still, like, I just was in this like, oh my God, this is going to be the rest of my life, because I used to travel. I worked for myself. I've always done things and like kind of been an adventurous person. And so getting locked into that, like really local, like, I don't know, you just get in this like hamster wheel of it. And so it really opened my eyes to be able to travel and to be able to move around. And, even meeting you guys all, it's like my family had always gone to Maui, and we went to, specifically like the West Side, and then to meet all of you guys that were all in Maui. And it was like, yes, now we have a reason to go to Maui more often.
Yep.
So it was so cool to be able to connect with people all over the world. And now like, the whole world has opened up, and I just am like trying to make everything happen so I can take my kids along too.
That's amazing, Bridget. It's interesting how comfortable that we all can become as humans into like beliefs or habits, any kind of daily routine. And then we just kind of forget that there's so much more out there to experience and so many different ways to experience it all. And we just have to be able to step out of our comfort zone and know that there's other ways out there, and know that there's all these adventures out there waiting for you to experience and opportunities to jump in. But like you said, you never really know what an opportunity could bring to your life unless you just jump in and take the risk and look at it. So
yeah, really, and that's the thing I tell people too, is like having come into this business for the product and the health and all of that stuff was such an amazing way, because I didn't have any objections or anything like worried about like, well, what if I started a business, or what if I did this and I failed, or what if I did this and this, right? And so it was such a cool way to come in. It was maybe naive even in a little bit of a way, but it was so amazing because I was coming in anyway. And then I had no idea what was going to happen. It was like everything from my previous life that I've ever done kind of culminated into, I'm an herbalist, I'm a health coach. Like I've always been in, like health and wellness.
Yeah.
But I had no idea what it was going to do for this business, so it was kind of cool just to have such amazing experience with it. And then, again, if I didn't start, or if I didn't do this and take the chance, it never would have happened.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that with us. And thank you for really just giving us a sneak peek into your Enagic journey so far, and what this business has provided you. It's limitless. And I'm really excited to see where the next 5 years go, for you, your family, for all of us, really.
For all of us. Yeah, I can't wait. In 5 years now, like it's going to be crazy. We'll be coming to you live from a private airplane. Like
I know. We'll be traveling to Europe and all of these places, and experiencing all of the things. So I'm really excited to have you here, and grateful for your time. And I just thank you all the followers and listeners watching, both Bridget and I, and excited to have you again. So thank you,
Caitlin.
Yeah, thank you. We'll tune in soon. So thank you.
Bye.
Bye.